I genuinely don't understand this community anymore. Hear me out. Please, and I say it seriously, please do not complain about this map, dude. It might sound stupid, it might sound like, oh no, they are complaining about my new favorite map. Oh no, shut up, okay? Shut up. We've already been through this, literally less than a year ago, and people did not like what happened. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. Do you remember 2042? The big launch of Battlefield, now in a futuristic theme, with big maps, big destruction, revolution, dynamic weather, 128. We all know what happened. It went Cyber Psycho, and the game launched probably in the worst state ever in the history of the franchise. Now, here's the thing. It had some stuff that was actually good, like maybe dynamic weather, maybe some revolution events here and there that looked pretty cool, but mostly the scale of the maps. And I know, someone might be scratching his head right now saying, how can you say Battlefield 2042 maps had something good? The maps in 2042 are terrible. There's no discussion on that. They were empty, soulless, with barely any type of proper destruction. The Rocket Revolution was great, but yeah, there was not that much of destruction or revolution. It was very lackluster, but it felt big. That's the thing. It had scale. Felt like an actual big confrontation was happening in the match. And maps like Reclaim, Flashpoint, Spearhead, Manifest, hell, even Renewal. Look, I like Renewal. It was very cool as a concept. Having a map with two different biomes separated by a big ass wall, it was pretty cool, but people didn't like it because the execution was poor. Very little variation with the structures. It was a mess. The community, of course, didn't like Battlefield 2042's maps, and the criticism about the maps went to the DICE office like a little torpedo. And since they seemed to just listen to a half of the complaint, they did the complete opposite. Literally. This is when DICE decides to completely change the direction of the maps in Battlefield. They started making smaller maps, more urban maps, with lots of cover, lots of explorable buildings, 64 players in maps that seem to be just for 32 people because this shit is way too small, what the fuck? And you might be wondering, what was the reception of the community?
Teto, look! Do you see that? What? Do you see that? That's my world! It means everything to me! That world looks small as fuck!
Now, people did not like having so many small maps, and with fair reason. Even maps like Operation Firestorm and Mirror Valley were shrinked to hell, like, why? What was even the point, guys? There was an entire chunk of Mirror Valley that you just decided to replace with, what, flat terrain? Are we dead ass? Not only that, but also saturating some maps with ridiculous amounts of cover, making it stupidly hard to read. This game became a literal mind game, because you don't know where you're gonna be shot at. And don't get me started with news. Oh my fucking god! I fucking hate that map. I swear to god, I'm so happy they're going to rework that map because it's horrible. They didn't like this new direction of map design. People were making their own maps in Portal and even porting some parts of the Battle Royale map into Conquest maps. But it's Portal. We all know why it doesn't work. All the community was just begging for DICE to make a change in the game. Change the maps. Change the space, change the airspace. That was a literal war crime what they did with the original airspace of Blackwell Fields. It was impossible to move around, and it took some time. Season 2 didn't really bring anything new to the table because their maps, even though they were good maps, were still very small for the usual scale of actual Battlefield maps. Until Season 3 arrived. This is probably one of the best maps in the game so far, if not the best. Big scale, lots of vehicles, lots of chaos, and an airspace so big, like, what the fuck, why am I allowed to straight up leave the stage? The remake of Go Mode Railway was a big success for DICE. The original Go Mode was very hard to enjoy, especially if you didn't have enough skills to play with vehicles. But with this remake, the map became an amazing map for everyone, for infantry players, vehicle players, everyone can enjoy Go Mode on their own way. And right after that came Cairo Bazaar. It is a smaller map, but it flows so well during the match. It is so enjoyable to play, and I hate the matchmaking for not putting me in this map. I can't count the days. I can spend like a whole week without having Cairo Bazaar in the rotation, even though I ticked it. I have it selected and it still doesn't appear in the rotation. It's so stupid. It's a very enjoyable map. Way more enjoyable compared to other maps like Empire State or Manhattan Bridge. What a coincidence that those maps are based on the same location, isn't it? Season 3 was a big step in the right direction. The maps were amazing, the gameplay overhaul was very necessary for the overall health of the game at long term. It was a great season. And even though the maps were just remakes of older maps, they had enough changes to make them feel fresh and new and to blend perfectly with Battlefield 6. And it was just the beginning. Season 4 arrives. Naval Warfare is back in the game. I personally never enjoyed Naval Warfare that much. Like, it was very fun, the vibes of leaving the Caribbean and see all the boats going to the island, building up to the big fight that was about to start in the island. It was very good given vibes, but I didn't enjoy Naval Warfare that much. But Tsuru Reef, my man, the map is insane, has so much space, so much freedom. The flow of the match is amazing because now you can actually move around, you can actually breathe after a gunfight. You have so many ways to actually approach to a capture point, a gunfight, to have some fun with the vehicles. It is just really fun to play. But here's the problem, and this is why this video exists. People started complaining. We've been complaining all this time for the maps being so small. For them to now complain about the map being so big. Are we that? Do you want DICE to repeat their mistake? It seems like it, because I don't get why would you complain now. It's so stupid because we've tried, we screamed to hell to actually get big maps in this game. And now that we have big ass map, now there's people complaining because it's way too big. This map is not even close to the maps of Battlefield 3. Large maps in those games were way bigger than this one. And you tell me this shit is way too big. And I've even seen people saying it needs 128 players. You do not want 128 players. Do you want DICE to roll back to the 40Hz server? Do you want that? Because I don't. I just don't get it. Please just do not complain. If you don't like this map, okay, say you don't like it. Don't play it. Play other maps. We are in a position where we finally have some variation in the game. We have small maps, we have medium maps, we have big maps. You can play whatever you want and enjoy it as you please. And if you don't like anything of this game, just leave. But do not complain, because you're gonna give excuse for DICE to make small maps again. This map is the scale that this game needed at launch, and I'll keep enjoying my time and keep looking forward for the next map. This is the first video that I do just talking about the game, or the first video I make about the game at all, but I've been enjoying this game since launch. And yeah, tell me, what do you think about it? What do you think about the new map? What do you think about the direction that DICE is taking with Battlefield? I'll read you in the comments. Bye!